You are creative, I am creative. Human beings, we are born creative. How do we express that creativity? Well, I want to share with you 5 key ideas that I've learned from making my film, The Subtle Art of Losing Yourself, which will be coming out in October. I'm so excited for you to see it, and I want to share with you some of the things that went wrong and some of the key lessons that I learned from making this project. Point number 1 is that things can be challenging when you create creative things. It's just part of the process, so you got to ride the waves of the challenge. I'll give you one silly and slightly dangerous story. When we were recording this film, we were in the Cairngorms in Scotland, amazing mountains, but in the dark depths of the winter, it gets real cold, real quick. We wanted to go deep into the mountain to find a little mountain hut, but we'd left late, we'd forgotten gear, and by the time we got to 5 p.m, we'd only got halfway. Me and the cameraman had a big heart-to-heart where we just decided that it was going to be too dangerous and we needed to turn back.
It's the right decision.
Stay safe. Like when you're making something creative, you think it's going to go one way. You're going to sing for the first time in front of your family. You're going to knit, paint, run, but then, you get injured. Your knitting needles get stuck in your hair. I don't know what happens, but can we open up to that there are inevitable waves of life? And actually, we both came back home safe, and we got the filming done in another way, and I learned I need to plan more. Point number 2 is to check in with why you are doing your creative stuff. Is it to be adored by everyone and look how creative and awesome I am? Or is it to entertain people? Is it to serve people? Is it to educate, to inspire? And actually that energy is a lot more sustainable. It's going to fill your life with meaning, and people are more likely to enjoy it. If your creativity is all about you, everyone's going to feel it. There's enough ego in the world. For me, I'm really passionate that balance is possible. Balance is possible for you, for me, for humanity. And I am passionate about sharing ideas and practices and communities that can help you have new insights into who you are, have the practices to help keep those insights alive, and then community to keep you on the path. This film is my latest contribution to this collective mission that we're on. Balance is possible for humanity. We need to come together to make it happen. So this film, I hope that you'll see, can not only serve you to change your life and transform your life, but also the world too. The stories of who we are shape the systems that create our world, and thankfully we create those stories about who we are. And so we can change the world if enough of us come together. So when you show up with an energy of service, people want to join you and support you. This film and the team, there's 19 people in the team now that run the Tai Chi Academy, biggest in the world, this YouTube channel. All of this was funded by people who donated on Patreon, who joined the online academy, joined my teaching. And so a big, big thank you to you and this awesome community for supporting me and the mission. And for you, with your creativity, whether you're expressing it in big or small ways, think about that energy of service, to inspire, to entertain, to educate, instead of to take and to be adored. If you want to get your message out there, you've got to do it yourself. Now, I said at the start, you are a creative being. You're born like that. You have so much creativity. And maybe, you do your work and then you do your creativity in the evening, knitting, writing, dancing, singing, whatever you want to do, giving yourself the gift of self-expression at least once a day. We all deserve that. And maybe that'll be enough for you. But then there'll be some of you that want to have your creativity seen by the world. And with this film, I have actually had some conversations with Netflix and other people that maybe would want to buy the film, but I'm doing something a little bit different with this film. We meditate in the film, we adventure through mountains, we learn philosophy, we talk about the environment. It's a little bit different, and the film's 45 minutes. So none of the big boys wanted to listen. And that's cool. Obviously, I'd like to have the help to get this film out to the world, but really in this modern age of social media, we've got to build our name for ourselves. And for me, I focus on becoming as good as I can to make the highest quality. Everything I do, I try and make with beauty and care and passion. And then, just wait and trust that the people who are right for me at the right time will come and support me. And so for you, I invite you to not just rely on other people to wait for your big break, but instead to express yourself, to get your message out there, and then not be attached to the outcome. Maybe your expression is enough in itself. It's a beautiful thing for you to express yourself. And then if you have people supporting you, awesome too. And just a quick note, if you want to watch the film, October 19th in London, November 2nd in Bristol, and online, we are streaming the film. I'd love for you to see it. We're going to have a big community event. There's links in the description for you to get your ticket. It's the biggest project I've worked on so far, and I would love for you to watch it. Idea number 4 is to regularly celebrate the work that you're doing. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. If you're making something, it can be a really long time, and it's important to break down into little chunks where you can celebrate, hey, I wrote a page today. Hey, I sang one song today. Hey, I danced to one track today. And just to make it small and to celebrate the small wins. I shared this film at a test screening with some friends recently, and that was also just a beautiful way to have friends give me some encouragement and to celebrate what I've created, to give me some energy and reassurance that, hey, I think I've made something of value here, and it gave me even more energy to get it out to the world. So can you celebrate yourself regularly, and who can celebrate you? And just a quick one, if you want to celebrate this film in community and watch it with fellow wayfinders and explorers from this community, you can host your own screening for the film. There's a link down in the description, and if you host your own screening, it's a great way to connect with like-minded explorers. Idea number 5 is to just watch how much you identify with your creativity. We talked earlier about the riding the waves. There's going to be inevitable challenges. And when I started this YouTube channel, I identified myself as the value that I had was related to the number of likes I got. And nobody was watching or liking my videos, which meant that I wasn't a likable person. At least that's what I told myself in my head. So it's really important to open up our understanding of ourselves, to not just be defined by our creativity or the things we express, the jobs we want to do, the achievements we get, and instead to just rest regularly in being nobody, to shake out the self-judgment or the imposter syndrome, to dance, to move. I always think the body is such an important teacher and a place that we can rest in our lives. What movement practices do you have to bring you down into the here and now? With this film, I've been running out of money, and small George starts contracting. Oh, I'm in a bank loan. Oh, everything's going wrong. And then I walk and I run and I shake it out, and then, okay, I'm just going to breathe and trust. And then I'm back. And then I breathe and I trust. And that is part of the creative process. If you're doing something that you're passionate about and investing a lot of time and money into it, then there can be constrictions and tight points, but also giving ourselves the gift of being able to relax, to soften, and to enjoy our lives. So there are some ideas for you to enjoy expressing your creativity, big or small, without judgment and enjoyment. If you'd like to watch the film again, there's a link down in the description. I think you're going to love it. And please do share if you resonate with the mission of the organization that I am building. Balance as possible for you, for me, for humanity. Flow well, my friend.